Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, Pop Culture Edition. Today we are going to be talking about the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. You know, we had to talk about it. It's such a big cultural event going on in the world. So we have the pop culture expert of the L7C, Chelsea Heppert, with us. How are you doing today?
I'm slap happy, I think. I think that's the best word to describe me. How are you?
Good, good. It's great to have you back, and can't wait to talk about this concert that had the whole world buzzing.
It still does, and it forever will.
So, one, for the people who may not be into pop culture at all, what is the Eras Tour?
What is? It's a life-changing experience. It is Taylor Swift's tour. It's her first one that she's gone on in years because of the pandemic. And during the pandemic, she put out several albums, and everyone's like, "You're gonna put out albums without doing a tour?" And she's like, "I've got a plan." That plan was the Eras Tour. So it's a 3 hour long, 3 hours of Taylor Swift going through each album, just covering all the hits, all of them, all of her albums for 3 full hours. It's amazing. I cried.
So, when this tour got announced, a lot of Ticketmaster, everything crashed. Everyone was
hmm
trying. How hard was it for you to get your tickets? Because you went to one of the tours.
Yeah, I was the one who got tickets for my friends. So we had 5 tickets. So to get tickets, you had to become like a registered fan, whatever. And then once you were verified as a registered fan, then you could get into the ticket queue on a specific day and at a specific time. Um, and you had to like select the shows that you were interested in. So mine were Detroit and the Cincinnati shows. And I got the Detroit like ticket lottery thing. And I was in a conference that day, and there were a few other like coworkers in that same conference who also had their codes for that day. And we caused a great disturbance because none of us were paying attention and we were all talking. I got my tickets within 10 minutes.
Wow.
It was very easy for me to get into the queue and get everything. And I knew my friends' budgets. I knew my budget. I knew a vague idea of where I wanted to be because I got nosebleed tickets, but dead center. Like, I didn't care. It was dead center. Um, One of my coworkers couldn't even get tickets. And then the other one, because he was going for the Cincinnati one, it kept cycling for him and restarting. And then that's when like the site shut down. And he called me like the next day to let me know that he got tickets at 7 p.m. Mind you, when I got my tickets, it was like 9 in the morning.
You talked about knowing your budget and your friend's budget, because from people who followed the pandemonium of this tour,
hmm
those tickets were not cheap at all.
Yeah.
And I know Taylor had issues with Ticketmaster, even extra charging people for those tickets
hmm
because they knew people wanted them. Like,
hmm
how did you and your friends decide, like, what number you guys were going to be comfortable for this event?
Yeah. Um, I was kind of in the mindset of I'm gonna go regardless, but I would prefer to go the cheapest route because I know no matter what seat I'm in, I'm gonna have fun.
Mhm.
And my friends, some had varying budgets. I think our max was around 200, which is a pretty decent sized budget. Um, and that's not including the Ticketmaster like service fees after. Like that is just for the
Mm.
ticket. I got our nosebleeds for $70. We were at the top because we were at Ford Field in Detroit.
Mhm.
But I found dead center tickets, and that's all I cared about. So it was just a lot of communication, and it was just like, I need to know if you are interested in going, what's your budget, and what can I do? Like, where's the max? If I can't get this, would this work? And then my one of my friends, he was able to get floor seats for like $300,
Mhm.
which isn't crazy for the tickets themselves, but then you run into Ticketmaster's surcharges, which are astronomical.
Yes.
They're obnoxious. Ticketmaster is the worst thing in the whole wide world. And it's not just for this show, it's all the other shows. If you go to a baseball game for the Columbus Clippers and you don't buy it off their site, you're going to pay 20 or $30 for a $10 ticket. Riddle me that. There's no, it's a digital ticket. There is no service that you're doing. I'm going to the thing. Why? And it caused such an uproar that it made its way to our government. Yeah.
So another thing with this Eras tour, people were dressing up. People who were, some people they just want to go short, which is fine, but there's diehard fans who dressed up. So what was that about?
I think, and we've talked about this on other podcasts, but I don't know. I think people are enjoying the novelty of getting dressed up for things again, no matter what it is. I mean, for Barbie and Oppenheimer, people were dressing up for that. It's actually really cute. I saw a few people in the public, in the wild, and there was a girl dressed up as Barbie, and then another guy as like the Oppenheimer guy. And I took a Snapchat and I sent it to my friends, and it was great. Made me happy. But yeah, my friend group, we dressed up. I was Reputation Taylor.
So each dress up was a different version of Taylor Swift's music career.
Yeah, and that's what a bulk of people were doing, but then you saw a lot of creative costumes. There were a lot of street lights. There's a song reference in there. And then there was Zombie Taylor. I saw a few people go as her. A few people dressed up as cats because of her cats. And truly, everyone was just there to have a good time. Like, it didn't matter what you were wearing. Like, it just mattered that you showed up. And it was honestly one of the safest crowds that I've ever been in. There was 1,000,001 people, but I did not feel unsafe at all the whole time.
When the day came for you guys to finally go to the concert, as soon as you walked in and the music started, from when it started to when it ended, what was that experience like, and was it worth going?
Yeah. So we drove from Columbus to Detroit. So it was about a 3-hour drive, which isn't bad. The road trip was fun. We got to the hotel, got ready. We took an Uber to the stadium because we were debating on whether or not we should drive. And so the Uber situation there was super, super easy. The city made it very clear for Ubers, like, this is where your drop-off point is to get into the area, which is really nice. It was smart. It was honestly some of the best traffic control that I've seen in terms of big events like that. So getting dropped off was easy. Going into the arena was really easy as well. I think we maybe waited 10 minutes. The real lines were at the merch areas, which we did not wait in. It wasn't worth it. So yeah, getting in was super quick. We all had our clear bags. We all had the tickets. We got upstairs, got drinks, got to our seats with plenty of time. So from that standpoint, it was really, really nice. And then by the time Taylor got on, everyone was just super high energy, and I got like full body chills and I started crying. Have you seen like the intro to it?
I've seen the intro to it. I've seen like a lot of people's reactions, like crying during the concert and whatnot, which they love it. I mean, if that's something you love, and let it all out.
But it's also one of those things too, where it's like in the intro where it's like, it's been a long time coming. Like, I'm not going to sing it because I can't sing. But you can envision Taylor Swift singing that, or you can look it up. And it's so true. And then you just hear each of the eras being sung, and like the images are beautiful, and you know something big is coming, and it's something that you've looked forward to. And then that moment finally hits, and it's so cool.
What was your favorite song sung there?
Ooh. Can I give you like a top 5?
It's your podcast. Do what you want.
That would be great. Thanks for giving me that liberty. Marjorie, because it's beautiful. It made me cry. I think I was standing there sobbing the whole time. It's a song about death, and it's stunning, and it's about her grandma, and then you hear her grandma singing, and it's really good. My Tears Ricochet was also really good. Everything off of Reputation. I'm a Reputation girly till I die. So that whole era for me was significant.
For people who don't know, what would be the biggest known song off of Reputation?
People do know,
Not everyone listens to Taylor Swift.
then they need to. That's a fact.
What would be the biggest song?
Literally all of them.
Well, there's one song that made more money than all the other songs. So which song would you think would be like her biggest normal person hit?
Well, the first single off of that was Look What You Made Me Do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like it until the music video, and now I'm kind of obsessed.
That's what a lot of people said.
And I like saying, Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. But I
Mhm.
like doing that with myself because I'm vain. But that's okay. So yeah, that was the number one single. Ready for It was another one.
Mm-hmm. That's a very popular song.
That is a very popular one. Delicate, as Courtney and I were just singing to you.
And Delicate's a good song.
Literally everything.
So do you have two more? Because you said the whole Reputation album.
Yeah.
So then what would be your other two?
The other two, Miss Americana, which is what she opens up with.
Okay.
Because when the Lover album came out, her hits were Me. I didn't like that. Archer, which was underrated at the time, and I know my ways now. But Miss Americana, it did something. It's like if you were to watch a cheesy, horrible high school romance movie, but it was dark and twisty, that would be it. It's so good.
Did she have opening acts?
Yes. So we saw A Girl in Red.
Okay.
That was our opening act. And I know a few of like A Girl in Red songs and they were good. But there were better opening acts like throughout the tour. Paramore was an opening act,
I saw
Phoebe
that
Bridgers, a few other people. But yeah.
So then since the opening acts were different, but when she came on, did she sing the songs in the same order every location or did she mix it up? Do you know?
Yeah, so the songs are in the same order, but you get 2 surprise songs
Oh.
during her acoustic sets. So it's different for each city. So there's a lot of people tracking what she's sung versus like what she hasn't sung. So ours were like All You Had to Do Is Stay. That was the one that I cared about. And then she sung one off of her older songs, and I think I've forgotten the name because I was so overwhelmed, and it wasn't a song that I was super, super excited about. Because have you seen the trend where it's like if Taylor Swift sings Fearless, I'm gonna shave my eyebrows, or if she sings this, I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Mhm.
Like it's very much a thing now that people do. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun guessing game. So those are the 2 surprise songs, but everything else is in order.
So currently right now, her industry publication Polestar, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour could gross around $1.3 billion. It could, which is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So with Taylor Swift, I mean, like a lot of people, if they do know, don't know, she had like the country
Mm-hmm.
phase of like Taylor, and then other people would say she went from that country phase to Fair Unfair, but then most people knew her then for making songs about ex-boyfriends. Some people that's what the common people knew her for, but now she's not known as that anymore at all. And now she's like this worldwide phenomenon, and you've listened to like
You mean she's the music industry?
I can't say she's the music industry.
She's the music
I
industry.
can't say that. There's people touring right now.
If you Google who is the music industry, she'll pop up.
She's the hottest thing right now.
Mm.
I can't say she's the whole music industry. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful to a lot of other people in the music industry. Just saying.
Anyway,
There's a lot of other people who would have a lot to say about that because even from that, I just feel like she has a good mix of all the things because she is not the best singer in the world.
no,
She is not the best dancer in the world.
but she's got that stage presence.
Yeah, she has the stage, but pure dancing?
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
But she has, like you said, the stage presence, charisma. She's talented.
Kind.
I don't know how this fandom, the Swifties, came to be, but she also has what all top people have, a toxic fan base. So
Yeah. The
I
fan
mean,
base makes questionable
you
decisions.
just said one person was the whole industry of music. So if everyone else in music died, everyone else would be okay.
I mean, I would be a little sad, but my top Spotify artist is typically Taylor Swift.
You know, other people would
But if Rihanna goes, I go.
You just said that Taylor Swift is more important right now than Rihanna.
I mean, she is because she's putting out music. Where's Rihanna at?
That's your person.
Rihanna, I love you. Not that you would ever hear this, but just know that I do.
I'm just saying the way you went for Taylor is like when you said that, it's the same way as all the other
I know.
music fan bases. The Barbs for Nicki, the Beehive for Beyonce. I mean, there's some other people who would say the biggest, like one of the biggest stars in the world is the kid from Canada, Aubrey Graham, aka Drake.
Have you seen his interview with Bobby?
Well, since we're like, oh, that could be going to quick hits. One, I don't like that girl. Like, I don't like her for the fact like it's just one of those nepotism type things because there are people in the podcast game. I'm not saying like us, but there's other people who've been like working so hard to like get to that point, and then she just randomly like her second interview
Gets Drake.
And Drake does not do interviews with anyone.
Correct.
But you want to talk about something like I know it's like her wrestling terms, her like character gimmick, but when like Drake had a picture of like Lil Wayne on his phone, and she's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "Lil Wayne." She's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "All right, we're not gonna." She's something, man. It's just I don't know how she's just 3 episodes taking the world by storm, but
yeah,
and they're just cozy in the bed, like
I like the vibes. I liked the interview, but I am mildly jealous that she was. But she also built up her platform on TikTok.
He called her a horrible mother.
Yeah, he did. It was kind of funny.
I mean, that is bad if you heard. But that is like,
but like pot calling.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, but she is something. But again, like I do think Taylor. I'm not gonna say the whole industry, but I do think she's one of the top 5, objectively, in the world,
especially of our generation.
Yeah,
like we're gonna be those old people sitting there in the home, still singing Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because I would say like 5 biggest music people. I would say Taylor. I would say Drake, because anytime Drake comes out with anything
immediately
now,
a hit.
It's immediately a hit. I mean, if your girl was, I mean, I would have said Rihanna.
But no.
Like I don't even count Beyonce in anything now because she's just lasted 5 billion years, and
Beyonce can do what she wants.
Yeah, she can do what she wants. I'm trying to think of people who actually have to still like make music, but it's interesting. It's so now that the Eras Tour is still going, but it'll come to an end. Who you can't say Rihanna. Who needs to go on their own version of the Eras Tour? Like, what artist would you want to be like? I'm coming with my version.
I don't think anyone pop could.
Okay.
Just because then it's too close. The theme has already been done. It's like when movies are the same over and over again. Like Barbie just came out, and apparently there's going to be a Polly Pocket movie.
Well, when money, that's the thing. When money flows, everyone wants to copy.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong. I love Barbie and I love Polly Pocket, but do I want to see Polly Pocket immediately after? No. So I think it would have to be someone of a different genre. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it would have to be completely different. If Lil Wayne, for example, he's been around since the 90s. Mm-hmm. If he did something like that, that would be really cool. And I think a lot of people would go. Yeah. Immediately. Or Eminem.
Yeah, that's another Omega star. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are some big
hitters. But I think if they did it like that, I think people would come out. So then,
but if you had a choice of, besides Rihanna, who could go on tour? Like, who would you want to go on tour, like, right now?
And do, like, what Taylor just did?
Oh, just anyone.
Or just in general?
Mm-hmm, just in general.
Oh. I would want to go see Dua Lipa again.
Okay.
Whenever she releases new music. I have heard Nostalgia Tour was better than Ariana's tour.
You know, that's funny that she actually brought her name. Because she's actually one of my quick hitter things.
Is she?
Yeah, because look, for anyone
Go on.
who doesn't know, I am a big Ariana Grande fan. I've been a fan of her before I actually knew her real name was Ariana Grande when she was Kat Valentine on Victorious. I personally think she has the best singing voice in the world right now, but that does not omit her from the treachery that she has done recently.
It's fake.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, the divorce is real. That's real.
Yeah, but I don't think she started dating that guy immediately.
I don't know.
Her co-star.
The wife came out today and addressed it. And now it's like, does music become life? Because remember, she had the song break up.
With your
Yep.
because I'm bored.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I'm like, all right, we got to figure something out. If it's true, if it's not, but
I don't see her doing that. One, people already have too much to say about her. Just in general, like no matter what she does, because she was engaged to Pete, that didn't work. People were upset about the fact that she was engaged to Pete. Well, Mac died.
oh yeah, they blame him for his death.
Which is beyond ridiculous. You cannot be blamed for someone's death unless you were the one who literally murdered them. That wasn't true. And then with everything else, like I don't think she'd be that silly.
People have done less, man.
I don't know. There's got to be more to the story if there even is a story.
Yeah, there is more. That wife is distraught. She started detailing dates. When a wife's detailing dates, man.
Here's the thing. Not saying that he may not have been out here cheating, but if big media is coming at your door saying that your husband cheated with someone like Ariana Grande, I would immediately be like, yeah, my husband cheated. You're so right. But it might not be true.
So this is what the wife said, and you as a woman, I think, would understand this more than me. She said, Ariana is not a girl's girl.
Ooh.
My family is just collateral damage. And saying that she was hanging out with this couple, congratulating them on milestones, couple, liking their pictures. And now people are like, can you trust any man around Ariana Grande? But the girl's girl line is what made me think. I was like, I don't think women just throw that out there.
They
if there's
don't, though. They don't.
If there's not any merit.
Because there's nothing worse than a girl who isn't a girl's girl.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse.
Oh, my
And that's not saying that you have to be friends with a lot of girls. Like, I have a friend who says that she's not a girl's girl. But I'm like, yeah, you are. You're literally a girl's girl. So stop it.
Oh, it's some mucky waters over there.
Yeah.
I'm nervous because I'm like, oh, this is going to push some music
To throw
back.
that is staking a lot, I think. Like, I wouldn't just go out and say someone's not a girl's girl. Like, you have to have facts behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Because then your reputation is up for it. Like, I think you're not a girl's girl.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous game.
Dangerous, that's why. I'm hoping, but there's a lot of smoke in this fire. There is a lot of smoke. So she was one. The other one was Kylie Jenner. To go back to one of your old podcasts about body dysmorphia, because this timeline is terrible. 3 days ago, she said she has never gotten plastic surgery. Literally 3 days ago. Today, comes out and says she wants to be the best mom to her daughter as possible because she wants to make sure when her daughter grows up, she doesn't need plastic surgery like I felt like I needed to do it. But you just said 3 days ago you never had it.
Yeah. Well, if she says that she felt like it, there's that loophole of like you can feel like you needed it but never get it done. But she definitely has gotten things done. However, there's also the like, is Botox considered plastic surgery or is it just a procedure? You know, like it's just an injectable. It's not a knife.
But
like fillers.
But if you do it multiple times, what is it? Is it still
just a maintenance routine?
Well, maintenance routine. Brushing your teeth is a maintenance routine. Like Botox.
But for some people, Botox is, or getting your lashes.
When you have money.
Yeah, and Homegirl's got money.
But not all of her fans have money. Hence back to your thing. Like if you're because there are some gullible fans who are like, oh, Kylie Jenner just magically went through like a glow up thing, which is possible. But then she says she doesn't want her kid to get plastic surgery because she did. Like as like a normal working fan of Kylie, you're just like, what the hell?
Right. And I think there's a difference between going too far in changing yourself to fit beauty's standards.
Hmm.
I think Kylie was definitely too young to get lip filler because she was not even 18, I think, when that started going down.
Hmm.
Started going down, that sounded bad. When she started getting it. But I think if she would have gotten it as an adult, like in her 20s, I think people would have had less to say about it than when they did because she was so young. I
Yeah.
think that was the shock factor. So now that she did that when she was young, people are always going to talk about what she does, no matter what it is or how she looks like, is always going to come down to the fact that she's been changing herself since then. Like, does that make sense?
It makes sense, especially if you watch like Keeping Up with the Kardashians at the beginning,
Mhm.
where like she looked like normal high school
Right.
girl, and then you come to like season 2 and 3, and then you see 17-year-old Kylie, and you're like, there is no way
Mhm.
that is the same person as that. Like, and then you think about like the pressures of TV, but then
Yeah.
all the other 17's like, hey, if Kylie Jenner looks like that, I need to look like that. So,
Mhm. And it also, the beauty industry's standards change
mhm.
because Kylie built her brand on that old, like 2015, 2016 style of makeup where it's the heavy brow, it's the heavy eyeshadow, it's matte lipstick. Like
Mhm.
that was the thing. And now it's very much different.
I agree.
Yeah, like it changes. So hopefully as like her kids start growing up, it's a different world because of that.
I 100% agree. And then also the nicest person probably in the industry that everyone always has beef with, Selena Gomez turned 31 over the week.
Yeah, Taylor's bestie.
Taylor's bestie, but everyone else hates her. Still waiting for that sit down where they all sit down and hash that out, if that ever happens.
I don't think it will.
It's just, her, Haley, Jenner's. I also saw Kylie with what is her name?
Timothy Chalamet.
That too, but her former best friend
Jordan Woods.
Jordan Woods, but this randomly there. But I'm like, so is your family gonna publicly apologize? Like
No,
after you guys publicly eviscerated her when she was caught with Tristan, we're not gonna do a public apology yet? Like, still has not happened.
no, I don't think they will.
Sad.
I don't think they will because they're gonna blame the girl and not the guy who is in the relationship because that's how our society works.
Well, Tristan's already. I mean,
And Tristan's out here sleeping with everyone.
whatchamacallit, let him and the brother move back in.
Dumb.
Saw that today.
Dumb.
Chloe, yeah. So
if true love finds a way, cool, great, grand. I don't know. I don't think I could do that to myself. Even if it was for the sake of my kids, I'd be like, nah, I love myself more.
no, I mean,
Mhm.
she's the one who decided to have the second kid with
Yeah.
him after all of their stuff.
Mhm. You know who also gets shamed a lot for their boyfriends? Taylor.
Swift.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, that's
Always.
a meme of memes.
That's so dumb. Netflix made a joke after they literally had Miss Americana.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Netflix felt like it was the right move.
Netflix is dumb, but Taylor tweeted at them and righted all the wrongs in the world.
I think
Mhm.
it's hard with public figures and all that, but I also think for normal people, once you put your stuff out there, who you're dating, and then if it breaks up or whatever, I mean,
Everyone knows.
everyone knows, and everyone does have a right to
An
an
opinion.
opinion. It's just the way it is.
The moment your Facebook profile changes,
Oh, it's over. It's
over.
I mean, it's Netflix. I mean, sure, they shouldn't have done it on their platform, but come on, you didn't think like Netflix employees were in their group text like, damn, Taylor broke up with another one, or
Mm.
Taylor is with that. It's a who's who. I mean, it's just the nature of it, and that happens for. I feel like that happens worse for normal people than us. Like if you change your profile picture, then change back, you're gonna have your friends out of the woodworks be like, hey, are you
Hey.
okay? Like all that. At least Taylor and them, they've weeded out
Mhm.
most of those type of people through years of like people trying to ask them for money and
Yeah.
all that. And it's just like the general people who care. But
I can't even imagine being famous and having news and wanting to tell my friends, but then being afraid that my friends would tell the paparazzi.
that's why you gotta know who your that's why you gotta know who the people in your circle are.
Yeah.
Because someone, I mean, for a payday, they'll be like, and it's always weird. Someone in Taylor Swift's camp said, who was
Who's the person in the camp?
that means one of the friends got to go because you're
Mhm.
leaking for a similar actual thing, opposite side of a really good camp. Jamie Foxx's like camp, like whoever leaked the stuff about him being sick and whatnot,
Oh yeah.
that person's out.
Yeah.
He or she, they're out.
Done.
But then you have the camps where like Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, no one knew what was going on with him except his inner circle, and not
Mhm.
one of them said anything to the media
Mhm.
until obviously when he passed away. So
Those are real friends.
I know, and that's what everyone has to deal with because you get a little thing of success, like
Just a little bit of taste, and
yeah,
then everyone's. But it's also like the same with normal people. It's I know
absolutely,
something you don't know,
absolutely.
and I
If they're
know.
dating Loki and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we're I'm breaking up with Loki, then someone's gonna go to TMZ like Taylor Swift just broke up. They won't even say Tom Hiddleston. Like Taylor Swift broke up with Loki.
Mhm.
Front page.
Yeah.
In an hour.
But how did they meet? At the Met Gala. Who was she dating? Calvin Harris.
Yep, and then they just keep going.
Mhm.
So
And then they bring up year after year, and they're like, "That Taylor girl, no morals," which is not true. She's got plenty of
you want
morals.
to talk about people like leaking that stuff? You gotta make sure your friends won't leak your number to the press.
Yeah.
Like the
Can you
simple
imagine how
thing
many cell phones? Like,
people have. Yeah,
yeah. I
I think
can
you would
barely
have.
keep track of one.
I think they would have one for like their main one, like for their
Mhm.
mom, dad, all of that.
Yeah.
Then like their business type one, and then maybe like
Mhm.
another different one. Because
Mhm.
like having all those people have your one main number.
Too much.
Because if you piss someone off in your group, they might leak your number out to the, and then you're getting
Bombarded.
bombarded. So
Ah.
that's a moral of the story. People, make sure you know who is in your immediate inner circle and you can trust them. Because the moment something goes right, they might sell you out.
Mhm.
What? What was you brought? Man, you brought Timothy. No, we went on a whole thing with like the friends and.
Yeah, I hit all of your hard hitters before you could hit them at me. Ah,
Well, the biggest one was Ariana, and like the
the cheating.
and the Jenner situation, and now I'm trying to. Oh no, Britney. So your girl Britney Spears, obviously, with the news of the incident in Vegas with
Mhm.
the number one overall draft pick, and how like it was. That's just a random. It's just random.
It's
Like, how can you like Britney Spears just there, the number one NBA draft picks there, like, and out of all the people, the security guard like pushes away and hits. It's Britney
Britney
freaking Spears.
But is it Britney Spears or is it a fake?
Oh my, stop! Doesn't sound like all the conspiracy seems like think she was like possessed and replaced.
Yeah.
Her book hasn't come out yet, has it?
No, not that I've seen.
Thought I saw.
But Jamie Lynn and the Zoe 101 reboot is coming out soon. Everyone should boycott it.
I mean, she had her book about her family a
That's
long
because
time ago.
Jamie's a sellout.
Well, I told you they were all going to make their own book to get the money, and now Brittany's like, "You guys are going to write about me. It's time for me to write about me."
Let's talk about Taylor Swift again. I'm getting riled up.
I mean, it's just the way. It's just the way it is. Like she is maybe the most targeted pop star in history
Which is ridiculous.
since she was 9, and she's almost like what 44.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an adult.
Yeah, so she's been targeted by the media since she was 9. That's why I always said, if anyone started like Taylor Swift, like Britney Spears, they wouldn't survive. You
And
got
Taylor started young too.
she did.
She
but-
started because of like a MySpace.
yeah, but her family's rich though.
Yeah.
so they were able to
And
like,
she was an Abercrombie model.
yeah, like Britney's like heart of Louisiana,
Mhm.
trying to make a living, having your 9-year-old talking to 44, whoever the hell it was on.
Asking if she had a boyfriend.
Yup.
Ridiculous.
I'm just saying it was rough. But anything else that you want to talk about in the pop culture world?
Just how much I love Taylor and how she's amazing. What's your favorite album?
I don't really have a favorite Taylor Swift album
How do you not have a favorite Taylor Swift album?
because I've only like listened to like songs
Okay,
of
what's your
Taylor's.
favorite song?
Bad thing is, I don't have a favorite song. I have a favorite beat, which is weird, but I have a favorite Taylor Swift beat.
Okay.
My favorite Taylor Swift beat to any of her songs was Blank Space. I actually really like that beat.
That one's a good one.
But no, I'm not really like
A Taylor
I'm not a
Swift.
Swiftie as you or the other Chelsea Myers. Like I'm not a Swiftie by any means. I respect the music and I listen to it, but I'm not a Swiftie.
You don't just like listen to an album a day to get you through. Or like when the fall comes and you don't just like put on Folklore or Evermore and just like spin around in your kitchen.
Nah, not
Oh,
for me.
okay.
I've only think I've listened to like one Taylor Swift full album from start to finish in my life. And that was on a car ride.
Which one was it?
Not the one that just came out, the one that came out before, like 2 albums ago.
Of like Taylor's version or of new music?
Taylor's version.
So not Speak Now.
No. But I've listened to like I mean just not a Swiftie. I couldn't go crazy for like her tickets. I was just like, oh, I hope everyone who
Who
enjoys her has fun.
has
Yeah,
a fun
that's
time.
all.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean she's not someone who I just listen to on my Apple Music.
I literally have a painting of her in my bedroom.
I don't have a painting of any musician.
And a Britney Spears one.
I can't relate. Cannot relate. I'm just saying I didn't get hit with the Swiftie. But then again, I mean, when someone says Swiftie, they obviously have like that stereotype of what a Swiftie looks like.
Yeah, which is dumb.
I'm just telling
Swifties can
you.
be anyone.
Oh well, if you look at the statistical demographics, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
There's a duo on TikTok. There's these two guys, I don't remember their names, but they're doing we're gonna see if we can become Swifties like video
Mhm.
series where they just like listen to her lyrics and talk about it. Cause I wanna say they're aspiring artists
Mhm.
and it's really wholesome to watch because they get into it and they dissect the lyrics and they're sitting there like, what? He did this, and then it's really cute. I'll send you a few.
Did you want to talk about the state of Florida?
Hot Mess Express,
About the
a
latest,
cesspool.
the last TikTok that you sent? You always get upset when you send TikToks. You need to send happier ones. You only send like serious ones.
Well, the happier ones, I'm afraid that like you wouldn't get it or think it's funny.
Probably wouldn't, but at least I know it'll make you happy.
Probably.
But
I'll
the,
send you a happy one next time.
but the latest one, you weren't happy about the things that were being taught.
No. Which is so stupid what they're trying to do. I don't even want to like Florida can fall off the face of the earth now.
Unfortunately, they're a big part of
Mm.
elections, and
Yep.
that's where people go to retire. And,
It's not fair. They get all the good weather. They get beautiful
Mhm.
palm trees.
Mhm.
But then for the most part, what they're doing in that state is just wrong. Like it's not I don't necessarily care what you believe in if you want to keep it to yourself, but when you have an issue about other people with just basic human rights,
Mhm.
that's ridiculous to me. Like you can think that the sky is purple. I'd think you're a little bit weird, but I wouldn't like, decide that you should never ever have a right to your own body again. But hey, that's just me. It's mind blowing.
No arguments there. That place is a whole different part of the United States.
Have you seen the articles about people saying that they're fleeing the state?
Yeah, but they're
And
gonna
then
be
you have to sit back and you're just like, "Wow, that's dramatic. You're fleeing a state." And then you're like, "No, that's not dramatic at all. I would absolutely move." But Ohio's not much better.
not much. But I will give a story. You do not know this person, but you know his wife. All the basketball people know this person. Heat legend Dwayne Wade, married to Gabrielle Union.
Oh, I know her.
See, but he won 3 championships with Miami, and he cannot. He even said he can't live in the state that he helped win championships because
Mhm.
of his daughter, and like his daughter I transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
He can't even live in that. He had to move, and it's because of his daughter's like safety. So
Like, that's just embarrassing as a
Mhm.
state.
I don't
I
know,
would be embarrassed if I was one of their political leaders
one of your top sports people ever, and he's like, I can't live here because
because you have an issue against someone else's own decisions.
yeah. So
Like, that's the part that boggles my mind is we should care about each other as people and not about what we look like or what our bodies are. Like, that's what blows my mind.
agree.
And who people choose to love. That also infuriates me.
So what do you want to talk about next time on Chelsea's next podcast? We're gonna give a preview. You got any ideas?
Hmm, Barbie. Let's talk about Barbie.
The movie?
Yeah, because it's also going to be sad but good and happy
Okay.
and wholesome. But sad because all the dads are ruining everyone's fun. So they're like, I didn't understand the point of this movie. And it's like, yeah, because you're obviously a red flag. Divorce immediately.
What if they weren't divorced?
Well, divorced again.
But I have seen some of the Barbie stuff saying how guys shouldn't see that movie. A notable male in the world who has a big following, Ben Shapiro, he said he went to the Barbie movie and said it was absolutely garbage. So he went home and burnt all his kids' Barbies.
Yeah, that's a bit dramatic. But then again, we have grown men trashing Bud Light because of a sponsorship deal. But hey, it's just America.
That's how the world works.
It's
People are
so
tired.
stupid.
They're entitled to their opinions, and you may not agree or disagree. And then, but sometimes,
I can't imagine being so butthurt that I go home and I destroy my kids' Barbies. Like, that's a lot of effort.
not even just burned them in the trash and burn.
And then you got to think about, like, how traumatizing is it for your kid to see that or know that? And then in 10 years, he's going to gaslight them and be like, oh, I never did that.
Well, I don't think he did. Actually don't think he burnt his kids' stuff. I think he just bought them and then did it as a stunt.
But still, it's going to happen that way.
World's crazy. So, all right, Barbie's on the horizon. I'll
Mhm.
talk about that. By the time we talk, spoilers should be way lifted.
Oh, for sure, because we haven't
Um,
even seen it yet. And it's been out a week.
And
Pumpkin spice lattes are coming back.
that is that's a Swiftie characteristic. Basic AF.
I like being basic. Being basic makes me happy.
Whatever makes you happy. Do you ever want to, because you share this stuff, and you're talking about like the red flags and all that stuff for people to actually know what that means?
Hmm. We could do that. We should do another, not dating, but like dating one. You know what I mean?
Like with the people saying the flags and like
Yeah,
toxic masculinity or toxic femininity and all that.
navigating that. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that one would be fun again.
Well,
What else should we
let's get the
do?
group back together.
This fall is weird. Only Murders comes back soon. We could do a podcast on that and our girl Selena.
Wow, only murders. You still got to do part 2 with Andrea about the astrology.
Yeah, we do. We do. This just came up in work. We were talking about our signs. And then I started talking about our Hogwarts houses. And I educated a few people, including my director. She's confused, concerned. Overall, I think she enjoyed it.
Chelsea, any last things before we end?
Everyone should be Swifties. Just treat each other with kindness. That's what the tour was about. And embrace your inner basic.
I was just going to say, all right, and that's it. But thank you everyone for listening. So make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe. To go off Chelsea's things. Obviously, you don't have to be a Swiftie if you don't want to. It is your choice. I
But
do
you
agree with
should.
that would be a bit okay. You don't want to force someone to be something because then you just went on a whole little rant about.
I did. You're so right.
But if you enjoy the music, enjoy it. Obviously, the Eras Tour has been a cultural phenomenon. Taylor Swift bringing actually a whole bunch of money to all the cities that she has gone to, with people spending their money at bars and hotels and all of that stuff. Don't know if we'll see a tour like this ever again in terms of fanfare and all that. I I obviously wasn't alive for this, but from like parents' stories and all of that and seeing the pictures, probably if for the old people who didn't go,
This
like
is our Woodstock.
Woodstock or Michael Jackson. I've never seen a picture like the Michael Jackson when he was just in his hotel.
Yeah.
That will never happen. But this is ours. This is our generation's one, and then next generation, there is some 12, 14, 15-year-old right now in a booth singing that they're going to be the next megastar. And then we'll be the old people like, oh, back in my day, we had the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, and let me tell you about the ticket sales.
I'm so excited for that time.
But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.